everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Electric Bunny, or Bunny for short. Today is a special video. It is a collab video with a few other doll artists. The collab is the Eleganza Christmas collab. This collab is hosted by I Could Do That DIY, and joined in the collab is myself, Swisky Dolls, and Charlie Crafts. For my inspiration for my doll, I decided to base my doll off around Edward Scissorhands, which is one of my favorite Christmas movies. Also, I wanted to make something a little different. I haven't made a goth doll before, so this is what I wanted to do or try out this time. So, my inspiration for my doll came from a lot of steampunk, Y2K kind of goth style. That was where I wanted to go. I wanted to give her big puffy sleeves, a cute like little Y2K like hairstyle with the buns and the spiky hair, and also a cute like tulle fluffy skirt, and some combat boots, of course, which she does wear. I just didn't show them in the video. I kind of forgot why I was making it, but they're just some boots, doll boots I bought off of AliExpress, so nothing special. But they were perfect for the outfit. And with that, let's go ahead and talk about the doll. So this was going to be a review video on the Resin 1. I did pay for it out of pocket. They did not ask me to review it, but I've seen it around and I was just kind of curious how well it worked. So later on, I will make a separate video for you guys comparing the resins with ones I normally use, and this special resin that's for specifically printing your own BJDs. At least for now, I feel like it printed very nicely. It sanded nicely. It feels lighter than like regular and ABS resin. It definitely printed really nicely, especially with the details on the hands, because I was really worried about that and it being brittle since there's a lot of small pieces on the hands detailing. But yeah, I think it did really well with all that, but we'll come back and make a video for that later. And now let's go ahead and start on the outfit. So for Edward's outfit, I'm using this gold and black pinstripe fabric to make a top. This is the same top pattern I used for the spider doll back in October. We're gonna sew the sides to the middle, right sides together. And this is how it looks once you sew all the sides to the middle, and we have like a corset like top. After we do this, we're going to add some lace for detailing on the top, just so the top doesn't look plain. I am adding lace to the side seams in the middle and on the back side. Using the same lace that we put on the side seams, we're going to add that onto the top hem and on the bottom hem of the top. And once we're done with the top, I add some hook and eyes in the back for closure. So for her skirt, I wanted her to have a tight-fitting skirt. I have this stretchy pleather material, and we're going to sew the darts right sides together. The darts are in the side back and the middle front. And after that, we're going to hem up the bottom and the top of the skirt. I did have to take up the skirt a little more because the skirt was longer than I thought it was, and I want it to be short. After we do that, we're just going to sew up the back and add a zipper in the back for closure. And because Edward has a very like strappy kind of leather outfit on top, or that he wears, I wanted to make a corset representing that. So we're going to have this glitter faux leather corset that we're going to sew together right sides. And here's how it looks once you put all the sides together, attaching it to the middle. I flattened it out using some heat, and now we're going to add the holes for the eyelets. So for the holes for the eyelets, I am going to use a charcoal pencil and a ruler to mark out where I want to put my holes at for the corset. So using a ruler, just kind of placing that over the corset and using my charcoal pencil to mark the holes. That way I know where the holes are going and that they're even across. And yes, if you are watching this and you are a Genshin fan, this is a Risley ruler that I found on Ally. It is a wide-standing ruler. I don't know why it's like this, but I thought it was really hilarious when I saw it on AliExpress. So I had to have it because Risley is my favorite Genshin character. And I also main him, so. But I just thought this ruler was so ridiculous. I had to have it. I love it so much. It's so silly. And after we mark our holes, we're going to use this pokey tool that I got in like a leather working kit like forever ago. I used some heat from a lighter to heat up the end of the pokey tool to help push through the leather. And also remember, safety first. Please be careful when working with sharp objects and fire. And after we poke all the holes through the corset, I am going to use some eyelets to push through the holes, and we're going to use the eyelet tool that I came with to flatten those down so we have a functioning corset. Of course, I learned after using this tool, because my partner was very concerned. It was quite loud and it sounded like construction was going on in my bedroom. So they were like, did you know there's an actual like tool you could get that just clamps it down so you don't have to be so noisy and sound like construction is going on at your desk? So I think I'll be investing one of those for the future. But after we put the eyelets through, we're just going to use the little tool it comes with and we're going to smash it down. I used a jewelry hammer to kind of smash that down. Also trying to be careful and not run into my camera as well. I don't want to smash that. And this is how the corset looks once we have all the eyelets in place. And we're going to use some cord to lace it through and tie it onto the doll so we can add the decorations onto the front of the corset. So for the corset, I am adding some straps that I used from the same leather I made the corset from and add some buckles on them, and we're just going to hot glue them in place onto the corset. So also, Edward does have a big belt buckle on the front of his outfit that is in a shape of a crescent moon with a face. So I did luckily find a 3D file that someone modeled for cosplay. I'll leave the link down below for you guys if you want that model for yourself. So I printed that out at doll scale, and we're just gonna color it in gold paint marker, and then we'll attach it to the corset. And once we're done with that and the moon is all good and dry, I'm gonna hot glue the bigger piece or the bigger strap on the bottom of the corset. And then we're going to hot glue the moon buckle in place onto the corset as well. And once we're done with that, just so the straps look a little more finished, I am going to glue on some little studs on the ends of the straps. And once we're done with the corset, let's go ahead and start on the jacket. So I wanted to make her a crop jacket with very puffy sleeves and a collar. So the collar, we're going to sew right sides together, and we're using the same material that we used for the top. The pretty pinstripe material, which I really love it, by the way. I thought it was a good little fabric for this doll. And once we sew it right sides together, we're going to flip it and then iron it flat. And I'm using some clips to kind of hold it in place while I kind of like slowly use the iron on it. Not melting the clips, but just so we can hold it till we get it all nice and flattened. And once it is flattened, we are going to sew it right sides together to the jacket. And after that, I will be hemming up the front sides of the jacket on the top and hemming up the back of the jacket. And for the sleeves, we're going to do a gathering stitch on the top. And for the bottom, we're going to do a hem stitch and make 2 stitches going across because we're going to thread some elastic through the bottom of the sleeve. And for the sleeve, we're going to sew it right sides together onto the jacket after we gather the top. And after I sewed the 2 stitches going across, I also added some of the same lace from the corset onto the bottom of the sleeve. And now we're going to thread the elastic through the bottom or the sleeve. And once we get that elastic through, we're going to stitch it at one end to hold the elastic in place. And then we're going to gather up the fabric on the elastic and stitch the other end in place, and we have a perfectly gathered sleeve. And when we're done with that, we're going to sew the sleeves right sides together, completing the jacket. And just to make the jacket a little more extra, we're going to add some lace to the collar and to the front and the sides and back of the jacket. And because I wanted to make her some arm cuffs with straps, I have these spare doll arms that I am just going to sew some leather to. That way they're the perfect size. And then thread some ribbon through some buckles, and we're going to attach those to the arm cuffs, which is really kind of annoying. I did struggle with this because everything was like, the buckles were so small, and I had to glue the ribbon to the buckle, and the glue didn't want to work because it was cold, and glue doesn't really like to set when it's cold, so there's a lot of struggling in between takes here to get the buckles to work for me. After I finally got the ribbon to glue to itself, I added a little more glue to the ribbon so we could glue it onto the arm cuffs. And once we glue them onto the cuffs, we're going to thread the leather back through the buckle so it's wrapped around the arm. And then we're gonna do this 5 more times. And I will be doing the 5 more times off camera. Also, I'm very impatient about letting glue sit, so there's also that. It's just like, I want to get it done, but I don't have the patience. And here's how the arm cuffs look after I have all the buckles glued into place. And for the for the skirt, I'm adding an extra like tulle skirt on top. I have this cool like spidery looking material I found on Ally. I'm going to gather the waist area, and then we're going to sew that, the gathered tulle, to the waistband that's made out of the same pleather as the tight skirt. And the skirt is also in 3 tiers, and it's short in the front and long in the back. And now for the face up. So for her face up, I am starting off with like a reddish pastel, and we're gonna blend that all around the eye because I wanted to give her the really tired look, like she hasn't slept in days. So that is my goal for her makeup look. So using a Q-tip to kind of spread around the red to soften it out. And I kept not being in front of camera, so I really apologize for that. And after we get our red on to the face, we're gonna add this deep eggplant color purple pastel to the inner corner and outer corner of the eyes, and also kind of smudging some of that into the crease. And then using a fluffy brush, I am blending out the outer edges of the pastel around the eyes. Just to give it a little more, make it a little softer and not so harsh. And then using the same red I started with, I am blending that into with the purple on the outer edges of the eyes. And then with an even fluffier brush, we're going to soften up the edges again. Really trying to blend out this pastel together. And using a dark plum watercolor pencil, I am lining the lower lid of the eyes and the crease. And I also lined the inner line of the lips as well with the same color. And once that's done, we're gonna attempt the eyebrows. So with the eyebrows, I really wanted to give her a very expressive face. So I kind of want to make her look a little sad. So that's what I kind of did. I did with her eyebrows, gave her a very sad expression using a dark gray pencil. And for her lips, I'm using that eggplant color and tapping that on and blending it out. And using a black pastel, I'm going to blend that in on the outer corners of the eyes. A little bit in the crease, just a little bit. And using some black pastel, I am brushing some of that on only in the middle of the lips on the upper and bottom. And for the under eye and side of the eyes, I'm using a peach color just to kind of make her look more tired. Really kind of give her those dark circles around the eyes, like she hasn't slept in days. That's the goal here. And using kind of like a, I don't know what I would call this color. It's like a red brown, but it's like very muted. I'm using that on the cheeks because I was trying to go for a sunken in cheek kind of look. I think I may have nailed it. I'm not maybe. I feel like it could be better and I'll probably try harder. Or, I mean, I did try hard. I will try better next time to make it look more sunken in. And going back in with some of that eggplant color, just kind of blending, making it more opaque and blending it out on the outer edges with a fluffy brush. And adding some more black to the outer corner just to make it a little darker. And now for the lashes, I watered down some acrylic black paint and we're just going to paint on the lashes. Try to get a better focus for you guys. And once the lashes are done, I'm kind of going back in and adding a few really dramatic ones on the bottom. And using like this color shift purple red paint, I am adding that in the middle of her eyelids, just to give her eyelids a little more pop. And then we could go back in with the black acrylic paint and adding the wing liner. And after we're done with the eyeliner, I almost forgot. So mixing a really light fleshy tone, we're going to paint some very tiny scars around her face, since Edward does have tiny scars on his face. And once it's all done and dry, we're going to add her some eyes. These are some eyes I made forever ago for another doll, and now they're going to be Edward's eyes instead. And here's how the face looks all done, besides adding the upper lashes, which I will do off camera. And now for the finishing touches for Edward. Of course, Edward isn't Edward Scissorhands without his scissor hands. So my partner modeled scissor hands for our doll, and now I'm just gonna go back in I spray painted them black first to kind of blend in with the arm cuff, and I'm gonna go in and color all the parts of the hand with silver paint. I don't know why I'm struggling, guys. Sorry, I had to re-record this whole recording and I'm very tired, so I'm so sorry. But we're going to use a silver paint marker to go in and paint all the parts silver on the hand, is what I'm trying to say. And here's how the hands look all painted, at least the silver parts. And one of the handles of the scissors is red, so we're going to go ahead and paint that red. And here are the hands all done. I love how shiny they are. And for her hair, I am using some black acrylic yarn, and we're gonna glue this all over the wig cap, having the west facing towards the back because we're gonna give her an updo. So my goal for her hair was to give her kind of like in the Y2K era where they did like the buns and it's kind of like spiky in the back. That's our goal here for her hairstyle. I was trying to think of something that would be kind of crazy but also pretty at the same time, and I thought that would be a really cute hairstyle to do for Edward. And we're just gonna glue all the wefts around the head, facing back, and just kind of layering them that way. trying to get the wefts as close as possible to each other. And once that is all done and dried, so we have a nice seam on around the cap, we're going to glue some wefts on the inside and then fold them over. And now that all the wefts are glued in place and she looks like Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, we could go ahead and style her hair. So for the hair, I'm going to part it into 4 different sections. And once we have all the sections parted, we're going to tie them into little buns and leave little tails at the end for the spiky parts of the style. Now we're going to do this 3 more times. And here's how all the little buns and spiky bits look. I love this so much. I think this is such a cute little hairstyle, honestly. And to make the hair a little more interesting, I'm going to add some gold safety pins as decorations around near the buns. And now that we have all the safety pins in place, for her bangs, we're just going to go through, take an X-Acto, and just chop that up. Give it all different kinds of layers, make it messy, just like Edward's hair. And here's how Edward's hair looks all done. And lastly, we're going to finish off the jacket with a little detail. I have a scissor charm. We're going to glue that on the front of the neck collar and also a black little bow, and we will be done with Edward and we could show off the pictures. thank you so much for everyone for coming to my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when I'll have my next video up. I do have something planned for January, so hopefully I can get that out. I have something really cool that we're making. I kind of showed a snippet of it in my shorts section. It's the computer head doll, so I hope you guys are really excited for that. My partner has made some magic with making a screen work for it and modeling it, so they deserve a lot of love for that doll. And also, don't forget to, if you like to see more of me, I also stream on Twitch Monday through Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We always have a lot of fun, and I would like to see you guys there to come hang out. And I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday, and I will see you guys next year. Have a good day, everybody. I love you so much. Bye!